Hey, this is Jay, Twisted Christian. Today I'm going to talk about something to do with the currency markets and the upcoming, what some people call world currency revaluation. I want everybody to be prepared to be ready to put money into other currencies that do not revalue at this time. There will be some countries that will not be ready for whatever reason, and that's just my opinion, that some countries won't be ready. So my suggestion would be for those who are into currency trading, start looking at the top, the top 20 currencies other than the Iraq dinar that you would invest in if there's no change in value when the Iraq dinar changes. This could be a chain reaction. If you guys remember in the crypto markets where different coins like Ethereum, Litecoin, Bitcoin, many different others, NEO, you can name them off, how they're were less than a penny and they would just take off one at a time. I believe that there could be a chain reaction going as far as maybe even a year. Some of these countries, like I said, they're just not ready to revalue yet. They're not ready to change their currency. So just be mindful, and that could also include some stocks too as well. If there are some stocks that you're going to be interested in that you think they're going to take off that may or may not have to do with the currency revaluation, think about those things. Which currencies you want to invest in if they don't change in value after the initial Iraq dinar revaluation, because whether it be dreams or what most people talk about, it's all about the Iraq dinar, and I believe that it's going to be the leader, and it very well could trickle down into a chain reaction where other currencies start taking off, whether it be the next day or a week or a month or 6 months later. So always be ready. So be ready when the Iraq dinar revaluates, to be prepared immediately after. For me, immediately after, I'll be investing in all of those currencies that I think that will revalue, but did not revalue in the first basket.
All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. It is December 30th, 2018. Okay, so tomorrow's the final day of 2018. Hope you guys had a great 2018. I know a lot of people said that 2018 was a very, very difficult year for them. So we're hoping 2019 is a better year. We pray for you guys as well, that 2019 is a victorious year, a year of wealth and health and family and friends. Okay. Let's get started. Now, you just heard from Twisted Christian is his name. I call him TC. And he talked about the chain reaction, right? The chain reaction that could take place after the break in the system once the dinar does this thing, right? You could see other currencies then follow along in a chain reaction. And that's what we've been talking about for years. I've been talking about that for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years now. So, and that's what we expect, right? We expect the same thing. Okay, we expect it to happen. Some of you guys have dreamt about that. How you saw the dinar revalue, and then several days later you saw the dong revalue, the Vietnamese dong, and the rupiah and other currencies go as well. So yeah, so that could be the year of that. In 2019 could be the year of the chain reactions for fiat currencies to make their moves. Okay, so. And like he said, Twisted Christian said it could last all year, right? Because we're Zimbabwe might be something that takes a little bit longer, like Benny said as well. Zimbabwe, we're still waiting on Zimbabwe because they were supposed to adopt the rand. They had calls to adopt the rand, and all this stuff is not working in their country, and America did new policies for Africa and things like that, and so all this stuff is happening now. So could it take a little bit longer for Zimbabwe? It could, right? It could take a little bit longer for Zimbabwe. Maybe Zimbabwe doesn't do anything until mid-year, or maybe the end of the first quarter, or maybe the third quarter or fourth quarter. We don't know. Okay. But until we see a break in the system, we won't know for a lot of these currencies. Okay. And same thing for the Vietnamese dong, the Iranian rial. Donald Trump's gonna have to take his hands off of that area. Okay, China's gonna have to take their hands off of the Eastern world areas, those like Vietnam, right, and other current, and then maybe Indonesia as well. So China has to take their hands off of countries. America needs to take their hands off of the Middle East, and that could happen in this trade deal, right? So this trade deal between China and America could be a deal to take their hands off of these countries, so these countries can show their true value. So that's why it will be a chain reaction. Okay, because they will realize they're free. Once one does it, the rest are going to follow because they're going to realize that they are now free. They can now be free as countries without being ruled over by America or China. Okay, so that's what's coming in 2019, we believe. And if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, and we have to do it in 2020, so be it. I don't control what happens. Okay. And you don't either. So you can't be. So don't be upset because you don't have control over it. All you have control over is your life and your decisions, your investments, what you're gonna put your money into, your family, your friends, your children, your job situation, your career, your YouTube channel, like those are the things you can control to a certain degree. Other than that, guys and girls, we can't control what another country does. Okay, you can't control what a global system does. Like you can. So stop. So take the anger out and take all that stuff out, and just understand that you're not in control. You can't control that. So once you realize that, you're gonna be like, okay, it is what it is. It's a bonus. If something happens, it's a bonus. If we get 1 cent, it's a bonus. If we get 5 cents, it's a bonus. If we get 30 cents, it's a great bonus. If we get $1, it's a great bonus, right? It's a blessing, right? Anything in positive value is a blessing, right? So, and that's all you can say. That's all you can say. And let me see what else I'm missing here. Once again, guys and girls, if you're messaging me Iraq stuff, I'm not gonna read it. Okay. Some of you guys are messaging me, and every platform I'm on, you're just messaging me Iraq stuff. I'm not reading it, guys and girls. So I'm letting you guys know now. You don't send that stuff because I'm not gonna read it. I don't want you guys to waste your time, waste your day. Okay. I'm not reading Iraq stuff. I do Iraq videos, and when I do Iraq videos, that's when I check Iraq. Other than that, I'm not checking for Iraq the rest of the day, okay? I have moved on with my life, okay? I am only checking Iraq stuff when I do my videos, and that's it. And I'm bringing up the articles for you guys to look at. That's it, and I'm talking about it, and that's all I need to do. I don't need to spend 9 hours on Iraq, guys and girls. Okay, I don't need to read the article. I don't need to go into my inbox and see thousands of Iraq articles and messages. That I'm not reading any of that. When I check my inbox, guess what I'm looking for? I'm looking for family members and very close friends. That's it. I'm skipping everything else. Okay. All right. So, that's all I care about. All right. So let's get started here. And it says here that, hold on, let me go here. Make sure this is working. Okay, so it says Muhammad talking about the central bank to support the budget through treasury bonds. So once again, we got bonds, right? So a lot of countries are using bonds. We just talked about Vietnam on the Currency 365 on my Currency 365 channel. Vietnam, how they raised $7 billion in 2018 on just bonds alone, right? So bonds is a good way to raise money for countries, right? But you got to need people that are going to buy the bonds, right, as well. So they have to believe that your country is going to be able to repay the bonds or grow economically, right? So yeah, so Iraq's going to use treasury bonds. And it also says here, and raise the price of the dollar. Now, we know that that has to be a translation issue because Iraq can't raise the price of the dollar, but they can raise the price of the dinar. Right? So if they're going to support the budget, they can raise money through the treasury bonds, and then they can raise the IQD to fill that gap. That's what they could do, right? If they have a deficit, you just raise the value. That deficit's gone. Okay. So you can raise the IQD to fill that deficit, right? So they can't raise the price of the dollar. They don't have the power to raise the price of the dollar, but they can raise the price of their own currency, which is the IQD. So I thought that was interesting. That's just a translation issue, and I think most of you guys understood what they actually meant, right? Raise the price of the IQD, not the dollar, right? Okay, so I'm not sure why I even scrolled down. We don't need to read all this stuff. I just talked about it. Okay, budget exceeded 100. Hold up, it says he added that the Iraq's debt. Okay, that's the debt. Okay, the debt exceeded $126 billion. All right, and this is very dangerous, indicating that the central bank to support the budget through treasury bonds and raise the price. Yeah, so they've raised the price of the dinar. They can wipe out that debt overnight, right? So they're not gonna have a debt. They're gonna have a nice massive surplus if you just raise the value. Free, but they have to announce the public cabinet first. The cabinet needs to be freed first, then the IQD. And if not, then we'll get a shocker, right? We'll get shocked. I'll get shocked, but if we see the price, the IQD raised here in the next 72 hours or whatever, I'll be shocked, right? Because what I mean, I won't be that shocked because I know that behind the scenes the cabinet is completed. That's why everybody was congratulating. But I'll still be shocked because they haven't done it publicly, right? And they don't plan on being back till the 8th. Okay, January 8th. So they plan on delaying. And that's what I told you guys last week. They plan on delaying. I told you guys Maliki and Amiri's plans was to drag out the names, those two names but now they got three names they're dragging out, the justice as well. Okay, three names they're going to drag out into the new year. So it forces Ali Alak to come out and say that they had plans to delete the 3 zeros again, but it fell through because of stability and security. Okay, it's not there in the government. Okay, so that's what their plans were, and Abdul Mahdi went with it because he put in paperwork to Parliament to delay the names of the last three positions. So he went along with it. So he's scared. He has no power, and those 9 people that control Parliament are controlling him as well. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Donald Trump made a visit, so. I know he did. I know he went. I know he talked to the troops and stuff. But him making a visit like that is putting them on notice, saying, "Hey, if you guys continue to delay, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna come back, and next time I'm gonna come back, and it's gonna be bad. It's not gonna be well for you, right? So, everybody, they're holding up the whole world. But also, maybe they're waiting for this trade deal. Maybe they need that trade deal to go ahead and be free, right? So we'll see if the China-American trade deal is the break that's needed for them to go ahead and do their thing. Okay, so let's see here. You know what I find funny? I find funny that people can say that they don't like Currency 365, but yet they follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. I find that I'm not following anybody I don't like, point blank. Okay, that doesn't mean I have to hate you because I'm not hating nobody because you know what I mean. Life's not that. It's not that. Nothing's that serious to hate somebody, right? I might hate your actions, I might hate your policies and stuff like that, or your political views, but I don't hate you as a person. Okay, but people that actually hate Currency 365 are following Currency 365, and that's I can't put my it's just funny to me. It's funny to me because I just wouldn't. If I really hate somebody, I am not following them at all. Like I don't even want to think about them. I don't want to even discuss them. I'm not gonna follow them as well. So it's kind of interesting that people can talk about you and say all types of stuff about you, but yet they're following you on social media for the whole public to see. So you don't really hate me if you're following me on social media, by the way. Okay, so just to let you know that, FYI, if you say you hate somebody, you're not following them on social media for the public to know. You know, if Kobe Bryant came out and said he hates LeBron James with all his heart, he's not following him on social media. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know about that. Okay, so I just find it funny. The inclusion of two occasions within the law of public holiday, I don't care. Next, Parliamentary Finance holds a meeting tomorrow to on the budget amendment. Okay, so they're gonna hold a meeting tomorrow. Wait a minute. Is this tomorrow or is this Sunday? Let me see. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Okay, so it's for Monday then. The intention to hold a meeting on Monday, distribute the roles of the committee and on the amendments of the financial budget, knowing that the expected amendments will be very slight because of the fiscal deficit. Okay, so they're worried about this deficit. Raise your value. How about that? You know what I mean? Give purchasing power off on this deficit. Okay, the deficit is growing. Okay, I remember when the deficit was like $41 billion. Then it like $32 billion. Then it went to 40 some. Now it went to 82 billion. Now it's sitting up at 126 billion. Okay, yeah, debt. Okay, so it continues to grow. It's like it's doubling every year. So one way to wipe that out is to give purchasing power, man. Give your currency, free your currency and put purchasing power towards it, and you'll be fine. The Iraqi Council of Ministers takes a number of decisions related on the budget and registrations of cars. So they're meeting. The Council of Ministers are meeting, but of course Parliament is off till the 8th. And let's see what else here. And Benny's for you guys that are asking about Benny. Benny's still sick, man. You know what I mean? I think he'll feel better by Monday. So maybe somebody, I don't know what, he must have ate something or somebody must have done something to him. Okay, so yeah, you know, you can't talk, you can't do anything. So yeah, listen, he must have got like some type of poisoning or something. I don't know. Y'all need to just pray for Benny when he gets better. Okay, let's see. Maybe he'll do something tonight or tomorrow. He should be fine by tomorrow, in my opinion. A lot of times sickness like that takes like 3 days to heal. So tonight would be the third day, something like that. So tonight into tomorrow, I expect a video from Benny by tomorrow. Tonight into tomorrow. So if he does do one, I'll post it for you guys. Okay, so. What is this? Abdul Mahdi comments on Trump's visit and the fact that the U.S. bases. Now, Abdul Mahdi is saying that there is no U.S. bases. Okay, so that's what he's saying. He's saying that there is no U.S. bases in Iraq. Okay, he says Donald Trump came to visit a U.S. base in Iraq, and this is a mistake. We do not have a U.S. base in Iraq. Okay. So there you go. So there is no U.S. bases in Iraq, guys and girls, according to Abdul Mahdi. Okay, there's just areas that the United States occupy, but there's no actual quote-unquote bases in Iraq. Okay, so moving on, let's see here. A deputy calls for redetermination of the largest bloc and the dismissal of the government. You know what's actually weird is that they never officially announced the largest bloc. Now, we know who has the numbers for the largest bloc, but they've never officially announced the largest. I think that they were saying that was unconstitutional to not announce the largest bloc as well, right? So they're trying to redetermine who has the largest bloc because they've never officially announced who has the largest bloc, which is so freaking weird. When this whole year for Iraq's government has been very weird. They've been doing things that they've never done before, and they don't follow protocol. They don't follow the Constitution. They don't do any. It's just they're like making up stuff as they go along. They didn't announce the largest bloc to the public officially. They didn't do any of that stuff. All the normal things they were supposed to do, they have not done in 2018. And so it's been weird, man. It's been very weird. Okay, so this guy wants them to officially announce the largest bloc. Okay, like who really has the largest block? We know that you guys are, Sauter and Hakeem and Alawi and Abadi and all these guys, but who really has the largest block, right? And we need to make it official, and they haven't done that yet. And they've also failed to complete the ministers, the cabinet of Abdul Mahdi in 2018. You literally went all of 2018 after Abdul Mahdi won the presidency. And what month did he win the presidency, the prime ministership, excuse me? Was that September? You literally went from to August, September timeframe, August, September, October timeframe, and you haven't you haven't announced your full cabinet yet. You should be disqualified. Matter of fact, Abadi should be back to prime minister. Matter of fact. But Abadi doesn't even want the position. So then who would be prime minister? And that's the problem. Because Abadi already said he doesn't want to be prime minister. Okay? So Abadi doesn't want to be prime minister. And Abdul Mahdi has gone against the Constitution, because I think you're supposed to take I think they give you 30 days to complete your full cabinet. And we're going on about 90 days. Okay, so he's way off on the Constitution, and he should have been ousted. Abdul Mahdi should be out of the government. Okay, because he hasn't completed his cabinet within 30 days. It's like we're on 90 days now of delays and delays and delays, and I think the only problem is, who are you going to put as the prime minister? And one of your subscribers, I think Verdict, said it very clear that he believes that the something is the prime minister position, with Maliki nothing, Abadi nothing. Abdul Mahdi won't be able to get the government fully secured, he says. So he'll be ousted by the citizens, and they'll be tired of him. So that's nothing. And then the next guy would come in and be like the guy that Mahdi was supposed to be, the savior, right? Mahdi is the Muslim savior, right? So the next guy would come in, and he would complete the government, and with the backing of America and others, and with the people, and he would come in and he would complete the government. He would give the oil revenues and distribute the wealth and raise the value and things like that. The next guy that comes in will do that, right? So we got to just watch it closely, because that could be possible too. I'm not going to rule nothing out. So, and all the things we're saying could be absolutely wrong as well, right? All the predictions that the subscribers and myself and Benny and others and Breitling and everybody else has made could all be wrong as well, right? So we all could be wrong, or one of us could be right, right? And we just have to continue to watch and see how it plays out. So yeah. So far, the citizens haven't done anything. Okay, I made the video about the citizens. The next day or two, they started protesting. Remember that? What perfect timing, right? So that was pretty weird again, because I said, usually when I make these videos, within 72 hours, the citizens go ahead and start protesting. And within that 72 hours, they did start protesting, which I just was looking at myself like, there's no way that that could be a coincidence again, right? It's happened too many times. So somebody's watching the videos and reporting it back, or something is not right? Because there's no way I can make a video like that, say that within 72 hours the citizens are going to start protesting around Iraq, and then the citizens start protesting within that time frame. That's kind of weird. That really blew my mind again, because that's like the 5th time that I've done that, and it can't be a coincidence. Okay, so what we have here, we have let's wrap it up, man, because there's not really much else to talk about, and a lot of the action won't come out until they get back from Parliament, in my opinion. But we do have the time frame of Donald Trump, and I told you guys Donald Trump's time frame, and we have the Benny's 12 Days of Christmas time frame ends on January 5th, right? Till the 12 Days of Christmas song thingy ends January 5th, excuse me, and then Donald Trump's time frame ends January 3rd. Okay, so I want to see I want to see what Donald Trump does before January 3rd. He's done a lot, right? He's trying to fight for the wall. He wants the wall done before those Democrats are sworn in. He wants a lot of things done. He went to Iraq, okay, so he went to Germany as well. So he's done a lot in that time frame. It's just I thought, and then also he wants to get this trade deal done as well. So I wouldn't be surprised that trade deal is done on January 3rd. I just wouldn't be surprised. It wouldn't shock me if it's done on January 3rd, as the same day as those Democrats are being sworn in. All right, the new Democrats that are coming into the House that are going to make his life a living nightmare, by the way. But the prophetic word says that in 2019, Donald Trump is going to rule with an iron fist. He's not going to care about the Democrats. He's not going to care about the Republicans. He's not going to care about anybody. Whatever he wants to do and whatever his agendas are, he is going to get them completed in 2019, regardless of the hatred, the backlash, and things of that nature. So some stuff might be good for us and some stuff might not be, but Donald Trump's going to is going to force his way in 2019 is what the prophetic word says, right? So we shall see how it all plays out. Okay. And let's see here. This is this, what is this? The Syrian president. Okay. Assad. Okay. So Assad says that the Iraq doesn't need to. They don't need to talk to them about striking, ISIS or any bad guys in their country. Okay, so that's good. So it says Iraq aviation has been able to enter the Syrian territory and bombard sites without waiting for the approval of the Syrian government, which gave the green light, but only the Syrian side. Okay, so they have the green light. So Iraqi aviation have the green light to hit targets and areas in the Syrian side where terrorists and stuff like that could be lying in there. Daesh could be hiding, things like that. Okay, so now we're about to close 2018 out, and guess who's still not technically captured? Until they say, let's make it public that he's captured. What's his name? The guy, the ISIS leader, right? Baghdadi. So all of 2018 and all, this guy's been coming in and out of Iran, Iraq, Syria, and maybe other countries in the Middle East. And no one, Russia and Iran came out there and said that he was killed, he was dead, or whatever the case may be, and they said it was 99% proof. And then America and Europe said, oh no, he's still alive. He might be broken and battered and things like that, but he's still alive, and he's on the Syrian border, Syrian Iraqi border. Yeah, he's still alive. We know where he's at. Oh, you know where he's at. We're gonna get all his people first, and then we're gonna announce him later. Okay, and that's what they did. They've been getting all the people close to Baghdadi, but not announcing Baghdadi. And at some point they will announce Baghdadi. They probably have a date coded to announce Baghdadi whenever they feel like it. So whatever that date is that they put in the supercomputer, they will once that date pops up, you'll see all the Zionist media announce it worldwide that they have captured Baghdadi. Okay, so maybe on that day is the same day we will see the revaluation. Who knows? Going across the little small little prints across your screen, Iraq has revalued while everyone talks about Baghdadi, right? That would be a good distraction, wouldn't it? So anyways, Baghdadi still has not been captured, and publicly, of course, and from the Western side, because the Eastern world already said he's dead or been captured. The Western side says he hasn't, and because the Western side runs the world right now, everybody has to wait until the Western world says something that he is captured, and then all the Zionist media, including the ones that, of course, are ran by Israel, will we'll let the world know that Baghdadi has been captured. Okay, and maybe around that same time frame we get some type of break in the system. We are also looking for Israel to strike the Iranian nuclear power plants, which would also bring us a change in value as well. That's what's called the prophetic boom. So those are the things we're waiting on. hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully Benny feels better and he can do a video later tonight or tomorrow. And hope you guys are enjoying the weekend. I was watching my homie Mark on live stream, and they were watching. I guess they were watching the Dallas Cowboys game while I was editing some of these videos that you guys watch on the channels and stuff. And yeah, so they got some bunch of games on. Alabama was they came out strong, 28-0 in the first quarter, and then they just cruised the rest of the way against Oklahoma. And then Clemson dominated Notre Dame. Notre Dame felt like they seemed like they were overwhelmed by the environment. They didn't play well at all. So sometimes when you get into those big bowl games, the environment, the expectations and the environment is so overwhelming that you just shrink under the pressure. And people don't realize how it is until you step on that field and the whole world is watching you, and family and friends as well, and NFL scouts and things, and you just literally want to go home into your bed and then you just shrink under pressure. All right, eyes open. Talk to you guys later. Bye.